Hi children, hope all are fine. And today onwards we continue the English classes. Especially a few lessons have been completed earlier. And today my intention is to start from the poems. And you know very well, in our textbook we have 10 poems to learn. Am I right? And the name of the first poem, what I am going to tell you today, and that is to a pair of Sarus cranes. And you might have seen cranes is one of the beautiful birds. Am I right? Yeah, okay, see. See, poem number 1, to a pair of Sarus cranes. And this poem is written by Manmohan Singh in page number 91. Not on the poet. Something is given about this poet. Manmohan Singh, an officer of the Indian Administrative Service, is a contemporary poet. His poems have been published in a number of magazines, and this poem is chosen from his book titled Village Poems. Actually, to a pair of Sarus cranes, this poem is chosen from his book called Village Poems. Hope you understand. Something you wanna remember about this person, Manmohan Singh. Actually, this poem is chosen from his book called The Village Poems. And in 9th standard, when you were studying in 9th standard, especially last year, you learned a poem, Tiger, which is written by K.G. M. Daruwala. That poem tells about the what we call inhuman act of the poachers. Those who what we call hunt the tigers for their selfish needs, especially to take their bones, and it will be powdered and to be made for some Chinese medicines and all you learned last year. And the poem was about the inhuman act of the poachers, and here we are going to learn. Actually, this poem tells about the closeness of the bird killers. Closeness in the sense inhuman or cruelty of the bird killers. And what is the name of the poem? The name of the poem is To a Pair of Sarus Cranes. And see, one pre-reading activity is given there. The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated, says Mahatma Gandhi. See, in some of the states now, while the pledge is going on in the assembly, one sentence is extra there. We shall be kind to animals. Purposefully, some schools have added that sentence in the pledge. Everybody knows about pledge, am I right? And in most of the states, especially Andhra, Telangana, this sentence is common. I shall be kind to animals. And what does Gandhiji say? The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. If you are kind to the animals, that's also one of the factors regarding the development of a nation. In the sense, the moral progress of a nation, says Gandhiji. How true this statement is, discuss in pairs. Do you think that the statement is right? Of course, just like human beings, all the organisms are having the right to live here, just like the human being, and so we have to be, we must show our kindness to the animals, and that is the reason some states they added a sentence in the pledge, and that is I shall be kind to animals. Okay, let's come to the poem, and already I should say the theme of this poem. I have already told you. This poem tells about the closeness of the bird killers, the cruelty, the inhuman act of the birds killers. Okay, and see here, one morning, a pair of Sarus came, and they were flying very happily in the sky, and the way how the birds were flying in the sky as if to pull out the rim of the horizon. You might have seen the rising sun. It is just like a cycle rim, no? The way how these birds were flying in the sky, and that too high up in the sky, and very happily as if to pull out as if to pull out the rim out of the horizon. See, very happily they were flying in the sky. And suddenly, the male cirrus crane was shot down by the bird killers. It was an inhuman act. Just imagine how happy they were while flying in the sky. And the male bird was shot down by the bird killers. And see, slowly the lifeless body had fallen on the ground. And this bird killers, no, and without showing any humanity and actually without giving any respect to the lifeless body, they took that body in hands and jaws and kept in a coarse bag. And you might have seen your mothers, no, they keep the dresses before they wash, no, they keep the dress in the washing bag, no, in the same manner without giving any respect. They took the lifeless body of the bird and kept in a coarse bag. How? And the comparison is given here. How your mother keep the dresses in the washing bag? No, in the same manner. How your mother or the person one who washes the clothes, no, how they keep the dresses in a washing bag, like a dirty linen, no, in the same manner this lifeless body was kept in a coarse bag, in the sense in a rough bag, without showing any mercy to the lifeless body. Just imagine, the male was shot. What about the female? It was flying and it was crying like anything and circling the sky in sorrow. Sorrow in the sense, yeah, sadness. And it's not just sorrow, grief, because the male partner was shot down and now he is no more. And that is the reason why this female crane was circling the sky and because of grief or sorrow. And finally, actually her intention was, and she did not understand what happened. He heard the sound and later she realized that her mate had gone to another world. And finally, she came to the place, and for the time being, she circled the sky and she was showing her sorrow. Actually, the mate was gone, no? And finally, she had come to the place where her mate had fallen down. After circling the sky, actually, she came back to the place where her mate's body had fallen. And she got some feathers of her mate, some feathers, and she sat on it, just like how the chicks give birth to the young ones, no, toddlings. And you know very well, a hen, it sits on the eggs in order to lay it. Am I right? Yeah. In the same manner, with desperation, she sat on the blood-stained feathers. And her intention was to call her mate back to life. And it was a desperate act, and we know very well, it never comes true. You might have seen, no, this hen, it lays eggs and it sits on the eggs, and after a few days, the young ones comes out. Am I right? In the same manner, it was her desperate act. She sat on the blood-stained feathers which had not taken away by the wind on the ground. And what was her intention? Yeah, her intention was to call her mate back to life, and we know very well it was a desperate act. Actually, after losing the mate, she was out of sense now. She doesn't know what to do. Hope you understand. And finally, due to that sorrow, due to that grief, she too lose her life, in the sense she too had gone to a world where her mate had gone. And you know very well that world is called as eternal world. And where there no one can split them. When they were alive, due to the closeness act of this hunter, the mate was shot down. And finally, the author says that a wave of the sea which she had not seen before, a wave of the sea had taken away her, in the sense she too had lost her life due to the grief. She was in such a sorrow after the death of her mate. And she too had gone to the world where her mate had gone. Hope you understand. And that world is called the immortal world. Nobody can split them again. Actually, from this, when they were alive, they were splitted. Now both of the birds had died, and they reunited in a world which is far away from the mortal world. And this is the summary of the lesson, and just we shall go one by one, okay, line by line. See, the male was shot, and he necked to pull the reluctant sun out from the rim of the horizon. Actually, these two birds, the two pair of Sarus cranes, they were very happy and flying in the sky. And the way how the birds were flying, I have told you, their intent as if to pull out the rim of the horizon. As if to pull out the rim of the horizon, they were flying. It is not possible. Actually, it's an exaggeration. Is it possible to pull out the rim of the horizon? It's not possible. It's an exaggeration what the poet has used here. The way actually the poet's intention is to make us understand they were flying very high up in the sky as if to pull out the rim of the horizon. See, the male was shot as he necked to pull the reluctant sun out from the rim of the horizon. She flew crying as he was picked up hands and jaws, and a proud neck was humbled to lie like a dirty linen in a coarse washing bag. After killing the birds, now these birds killers, they took the lifeless body in hands and jaws and kept in a coarse bag, kept in a rough bag. Actually, as I told you, they did not show any mercy to that lifeless body. It was treated in an ill manner. Okay, see. She flew crying as he was picked up hands and jaws, and a proud neck was humbled to lie like dirty linen in a coarse washing bag. Here, the lifeless body of the male crane is compared to a dirty linen. Linen is one kind of smooth cloth, you know very well. Am I right? So the lifeless body of the male crane is compared to a dirty linen. As I told you, how the dress is keeping in the washing bag, in the same manner, this lifeless body was treated in an ill manner. Hope you understand. And what is compared to a dirty linen? The lifeless body of the male crane. Male crane is compared to a dirty linen. She circled the sky in moments of grace over his disgraceful end. Just imagine, just even a few seconds before they were the happiest couples in the world, but now they were splitted. Disgraceful end it was. The killers went away and she returned to the death scene. And when the killers went away along with the lifeless body of the male crane, she returned to the place where the body had fallen down. Hope you understand. When the killers went away, she came back to the place where her mate's body had fallen down. And what has she done? See? With a grief that inscribed its intensity in dots and pits. Dots and pits, and the word and its meaning is given. Dots and pits in the sense short and long cries of female bird. And why is she in grief? You know very well. Her partner had been killed by the killers, bird killers, and that was the reason she was in grief. With a grief that inscribed its intensity in dots and pits, like the Morse code of bird sorrow transmitted to the air. Actually, she telegraphed her sorrow to the heaven. She telegraphed, in the sense, she sent her sorrow to the grief to the heaven. With her beak she kissed a few feathers, picked the ones that the wind had not taken away. And what has she done? She found a few blood-stained feathers on the ground. She kissed on some of the feathers, and actually for what purpose? She was showing her grief towards its mate. Okay, see. With her beak, she kissed a few feathers, picked the ones that the wind had not taken away. Actually, a few feathers left remained there and it hadn't been taken away by the wind. She sat to hatch the blood-stained feathers into a darling chick. As I told you, after kissing the feathers, she sat on some of the feathers which had been not taken away by the wind. For what purpose? To call her mate back to life. In the sense, she knew that it was a desperate attempt. She know it doesn't work out, even though that was the desperate act of the female bird to call her mate back to life. Okay, anyhow we can stop here and see, as a homework you must write the name of the lesson first. Poem 1, To a Pair of Sarascranes, and written by Manmohan Singh. First task, name of the lesson and the poet's name. Second thing, note on the author or about the poet. As I told you, this poem, To a Pair of Sarascranes, is chosen from his work called the Village Poems. And a few sentences which is given in the textbook, you want to write about the author. Next is glossary. Glossary, around 12 words are given in the glossary and that has to be written. As I told you, name of the lesson, author's name, about the poet, then glossary, words and its meanings. Okay. A few questions we shall try to answer today. See, page number 89. The time of the day suggested in the poem is, 4 options are given there. What time that incident took place? Yeah, it was morning. As I told you, in one morning, the way how these trains were flying very happily in the sky, as if to pull out this rim of the horizon. Okay, see. So the answer is morning. The sun is described as the reluctant sun. Reluctant in the sense unwilling or hesitant. Why? Because the sun was unwilling to rise. The male bird was impatient. It was the bird's feeling that the sun was reluctant to rise. The sun always takes more time than to set. So, the right option is the sun was unwilling to rise. Reluctant in the sense unwilling. The next question. In the first 4 lines, there is exaggeration in the description. What is it? What is exaggeration? Yeah, as I told you, what is the exaggeration? The way how these cranes were flying in the sky, as if to pull out the rim out of the horizon. It is highly impossible. It is just over edification or exaggeration. What is the figure of speech used here? The figure of speech used there is hyperbole. Hyperbole. Okay. And all these questions and answers will be given. Okay, anyhow, you just do only one work today. Name of the poem, author's name, about the poet, glossary that has to be completed and sent to me. And today onwards, all the teachers will be watching in a careful, very manner. So all your actions will be watched. So whatever the works given by the teachers, you must finish in time, lest your internal mark will be deducted. Keep in mind. Thank you.